day in here writing checks.
Was it time to bill people?
It's time for our one company to bill the other one.
So it's your turn to pay.
It's our turn
Always
to pay
the bad day.
It's our turn to pay ourselves.
Well, that's not too bad then.
Not for this one, but whenever the other ones come in, that's the bad day, but it's also the good day because things are moving forward.
There you go. All right, everyone. So they've been working on a showroom to advertise and let people actually come and shop for their flooring, roofing, tile, etc. So I think that it's turning out pretty good.
So, I mean, all of this will be railings and stuff for the porches. And we'll display like 10 different sets of railing. That way when people come in, they're like, wow, we really like this railing. Yeah. We really like this color
it's like
siding.
the details you put into this here. If you guys don't know what you probably don't at this point, this is Taylor and this is Branson. They own Foothills and Solid Ground, and then I am a real estate agent and I'm Taylor's brother. So what we do is they do the construction and I sell the houses up in like Linville. We're in Western North Carolina, so everybody's trying to come here.
Also tell them about our roofing business. We have a roofing
They
business
do have a roofing business. Now the roofing business is...
Bird's Eye Roofing Group.
Exactly.
It's brand new. We've been open for about 6 months, and it's doing really well. We just hired our first salesman.
Yep.
And then Branson owns Solid Ground, which all these companies are kind of like sister companies, and they work together. So like if Foothills is building a house out in, Linville Falls, then Solid Ground will go out there and clear out the space and then do, the digging for the footers and that sort of thing.
Did you get some good footage of Terry?
I really like you guys, but I tell you, every time I talk to you, I feel a little bit older.
I did.
So for anybody that doesn't know, Terry is our carpet cleaner, and he's about 70 years old. We have to kick him out of here to keep him away from our office manager.
He called Lauren
His sweet little cupcake.
Yeah, sweet little cupcake. He didn't know that I was writing that office right there.
That's very odd. That's very odd, yeah.
Let's go see what we can figure out.
Okay.
Tree fell on this house. Having some trouble getting his insurance company to pay for it, so we're going to mark this thing up. The only issue I'm having is that the roof is extremely slick.
Yeah.
And I've got to get this tarp off the front, because that's where the damage is. So I'm probably going to see if I can get with his insurance carrier before we do all that and see if there's any way that we can replace this whole roof.
Yeah. It'll be pointless to not replace the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really needs a replacement. So I think that's what I'm going to lean towards doing. If you come in here and look, said the tree fell over the ridge vent, the ridge cap. You can see dents all in the roof. You can see rust where something has scratched it, and whenever it scratches it, it takes that coating off of the metal and it leaves it exposed, and that's when it rusts. So yeah, I'm going to try to talk to his insurance carrier and stuff before we go too far into this repair.
A little chalk action.
Yeah, speaking of chalk. There goes that damn hickory. That's maybe an adjuster or something.
Hello, this is Branson. Good, you? Hey, it's true. Just happened, 2 days ago?
Yeah, Branson had a customer that pretty much told him this is the way that this is going to work. And Branson said, no, actually this is the way it's going to work. And the guy pretty much called the next day and said, yeah, you were pretty much right about everything that you said.
Well, and then had an adjuster arguing with me, and I talked to him in his language, and
don't think that Ramses is there.
Just leave Branson stranded down there. Get him walking.
I really don't think he's there.
I don't either. There's not even a car
I think
there.
the guy that whenever we drove into the development, there was a guy standing in the middle of the road in the distance, and I think that was him. I don't even think that he's home. So Branson's pretty much, we just dropped him off. But I asked him if he was there, and he said yes. So somebody ran over that right there. Right in the middle of the damn driveway.
Doesn't surprise me. So build number one for Foothills is a Piney Creek. It's a smaller home, but this one happens to be pretty much not a smaller home because they built it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, we did. So we changed the floor plan of this one. Originally it had 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. 1 bedroom was upstairs and it had a loft. We actually took the roof line, moved it from a 912 pitch up to a 312 across the entire back of the house, and we put 2 bedrooms in up top. So now it's got 2 up top, 1 in the main level, 2 bathrooms, and then a half bath on the main level. So we took a 1,460 square foot house and it ends up being around 1,750 now. So it ends up being actually one of the bigger models here.
Right in the middle between like the Cumberland Trace and the bigger house. We have 2 houses that are substantially bigger than the other houses that are a little bit less popular because of pricing. We have the Bitterroot, which is the largest, the Catawba, which is the second largest, and then it would have been the Cumberland Trace right in at 1,600 square foot, but now this one is actually in between those. So good size house. You know, you could get a Watauga with a loft and the outdoor fireplace and all that, but this is going to have more room. It's going to have bigger bedrooms and that sort of thing. So this wouldn't be a bad house at all.
No, this is actually turning into a really good house, and especially in this location. You know, this one sits up on a hill, and we weren't really sure how this one was going to be with views until we cleared the land. And the decks on the house are built now, and they sit very high. And you walk out on the front deck of this one, and you have a great view of the mountains.
Great wintertime views, which we'll be seeing soon.
Exactly. I was going to mention that when the leaves come off the trees, you're going to be able to see all the mountains in the surrounding areas. We started clearing the land in July, and we're almost through September when we've got the home framed, roofed, windows, and the electrical rough ends going on right now, and obviously the plumbing and the mechanical rough ends will follow. So moving along with it pretty good. Before we walk up, you can see here we've already got our LP Smart Siding, board and batten on site. So we're going to go ahead and try to get the exterior of the home done. Even if we're still working inside, we still want to get the outside done. That way, obviously, Trevor and my mother, they can all get their photos for the sale, and hopefully get this thing sold maybe before we finish it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, so that's already on site, ready to go. We'll probably start that in the next 2 weeks. You've got pine, tongue, and groove that's going to go up under both of the porches. And we'll show you that as we get up to the home. Yeah, and we also, being a restoration contractor, we also know how to encapsulate crawl spaces, and we've done a lot of that in this community. So if you get a crawl space that's got moisture in it, obviously we know how to take care of that. But yeah, so here's the back porch. This is a grilling porch. You know, you could have a nice little fire pit area here, which we'll offer to the buyers. But yeah, back of the house right here. This will be the back door. You'll walk right into the kitchen. Kitchen cabinets will wrap around here, sink in front of the window, refrigerator right here.
You'll have your fireplace right here, master bedroom. Beautiful loft. This loft that we're working with here is much more spacious than the original Piney Creek plan.
Yeah, so these are the 2 bedrooms that I mentioned that we had put in. Original plan called for 1 right in the middle, and then it had a storage closet on one side and a mechanical room on the other. But when we put these two in, you can tell the roof pitch, you know, goes 312 all the way across. And the loft here, you know, it's very big. You can put a bed right here if you wanted to, but
You could have an office up here.
yeah. And we also
Seating area.
We also added some lights, sconce lights on the wall, because if it was me and it was my house, I like to put like a reading area here or a desk, and also we've got dormers that are going in here too with windows.
Yeah.
So
And that's a part of the original plan. Just something that you can get very detailed with. People do the tongue and groove on them.
Yeah,
Stain it.
this ceiling right here will get a tongue and groove. You can see we've already got wires run for can lights in the loft. There'll be a ceiling fan and some can lights over the living room. We'll do some railing here, and one thing I want to point out, our framing crew really beefed this up whenever they put this window in, and this is something that, you know, contractors need to know how to do and they need to be aware of. You've got a double 16-inch LVL right here and a stud pack that carries the LVL ridge beam, and if this isn't done correctly, it's going to push this window sill down, and it's going to obviously cause issues in the future. But just the fact that my framing crew did that because they noticed this was going to be a big load bearing area, just kind of shows about the quality that we've got going on in our homes.
You got a bathroom here, which you can, it's kind of hard to see in here. It's a little dark, so you'll get updates on this one.
Bathroom here, tub with the tile walls. The two bedrooms up here are very spacious bedrooms. I mean, they're big for spare bedrooms. Obviously, this will probably be the area for a bed. This area right here, we're actually going to install some electrical outlets on the wall so we can hang TVs on both sides. I think that's a perfect place for a TV.
Pretty decent sized closet space for guest bedrooms.
Yep. One thing that's cool about our cabinet layout, I just ordered the cabinets for this build a couple days ago. And instead of doing a couple of top cabinets, we're actually going to do some wooden floating shelves. And I think that's really going to look cool. We're also going to add wine glass holders up under the bottom shelf. So it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to do a tile backsplash and some lighting up under those cabinets. So I think that's going to really attract potential buyers.
This is the Piney Creek, and next we'll be looking at where we're building a Cumberland Trace, which is the one that I'm excited for, because starting this channel, we'll be able to show you that one kind of the ground up.
Before you go recording shit, don't want people to see my bald head.
It's all right, man.
30 years old and got a bald head.
That's what happens when you start making some cash.
Spent the last 10 years of my life working every single day. It'll do it to you, but you know what? It's a pretty good life.
At least you're not hungry.
I'm definitely not hungry. You can tell that in all of our videos. I'm not hungry. Yeah, so we're doing some dirt moving, doing kind of a clean out around the house. We're getting ready to start the foundation. So we've got concrete trucks coming on Monday. We got our footing inspection today and got passed. So we're gonna pour our footers on Monday. And then we'll be ready to lay block. You can see we've already got all of our block for this build and another build down there. We've already got them here. And once we do that, all of our framing lumber for both homes is right here, already on site. So we're gonna try to roll through these, try to get them framed, try to get them dried in, and then that's when the real fun begins. You can see down here in the footers, you know, we've got our rebar staked up, ready to pour. Got our forms in for our step downs. This is a pretty simple build. I mean, the house on this one is only 32 by 32, which it's got an upper level as well. But you can notice that our footings are dug for our porch. So the Cumberland Trace has a lot of porch space from the front corner of the house all the way around, all the way to the back corner. So there's only one side of this house that doesn't have any porch on it. The back porch here is a 12 by 40, I believe, and it's got a cover over it, and so does this side porch where you walk around to the front. It'll have a cover over it as well. You'll have outdoor fireplace right here, right in this corner. Just want to point out too, so just happen to be really good friends with my block rep that gets us all of our cinder blocks. So all this block, I ordered it on Friday afternoon, drove up on the job site on Monday morning at about 8:30, and every bit of it was delivered along with our sand and our Type S mortar. So
Go ahead and shout them out. Who
big
is
shout out to Gary Hensley at Oldcastle.
Nice.
He's always taking care of us. As far as I know, he's always taking care of all of his customers. But you know, like I said, call in on Friday at 3 o'clock and you have your block here on Monday at 8:30 in the morning. That's pretty impressive. So we appreciate that.